calling this morning excited and passionate because you came out of a phenomenal weekend. You were right where you needed to be, and that was at a TTP or Super Saturday event. And as you heard, Gregory and Donald Joseph and Memo just blew up Reno. So Reno is on the map, and they are on fire. So watch out this week. You're going to hear a lot of things from Reno. And as you hear, Renata Hall is on the call, and she's already trying to connect with Kevin Vaughn in Atlanta, Georgia. So watch out. They're spreading the good news, and it's spreading fast. So it's like Jesse Bowden said, if you want to grow your business fast, you need to be at a T2P, either scheduling one yourself or attending one or making sure you're getting your guests, yourself and your family to a TTP, because that's exactly where it is happening. It has been an incredible weekend. I mean, there were 10 tasting parties all over the place, from the East Coast to the West Coast, and we want to welcome all of our new business partners who signed up this weekend. All of you who saw the product presentation, the compensation plan, you saw it, you took action, you signed up, and now you are well on your way to great success. You know, the great thing about the TTP is one thing everyone always understands. Once you attend the TTP, they always walk away understanding, I have to get my two. I have to get my two. It always starts with you and the power of two. Once you get your two business partners, one on the left and one on the right, you are in action, you are in position, and you are ready to grow your business. And I also want to give kudos to those who took the necessary steps to get everything you needed to start your TTP. I received a lot of text messages this weekend, email messages, and Facebook inbox messages of many saying, look, send me whatever you have so that I can get a TTP party going. And we did. We sent you out the presentation. All you basically need is just a place. It could be your home. It could be a library. It could be anywhere. You can have a room where you can see people comfortably. You just need a presentation PowerPoint, some applications, and that's all you need. And your testimonies and your guests in the house, and you are well on your way of growing your business and having a very, very successful TTP. I also want to remind you, let's not forget that we have until March the 19th to sign up 3 new business partners on the Diamond Package to qualify for that mini iPad. So as you know, the corporate event is scheduled for May the 17th. It's called 10 University. It's going to be at Treasure Island in San Francisco. And for those of you who want to win a mini iPad, the promotion, the March Madness promotion, is all you do is sign up 3 new business partners on the Diamond Package. And many of you have already done that. From March 1 until March 19th, and you receive a free mini iPad. You get to walk across that stage in San Francisco to receive that mini iPad. Now, take this down. Write this down. So I do hope you have your pen and your paper. Never come to this call without having a pen and a paper. Never. Because you're going to hear some great things you're going to want to refer to later. So always come prepared to take notes. If you have already qualified for the mini iPad, I want you to send your name and your member ID number into this email address, okay? It's iPad@teicorporate.com, okay? So email your name and your member ID number and the 3 new business partners that you signed up in the month of March, from March 1 to March 19, to this email address, iPad@TEI, and TEI is Team Effort International, okay? TEI Corporate, spell out corporate.com. Okay, once again, iPad@TEIcorporate.com. Okay? Now also, there is great excitement in the atmosphere, and I know many of you feel it, because this coming Saturday, March the 15th, 11 o'clock a.m., at Gaylord National Harbor, 165 Waterfront Street at National Gaylord Harbor, 1-star Pastor Dell and LCQ qualifier Pastor Denise will be hosting a Big 10 event here on the East Coast. One of the biggest events that's going to take place on the East Coast will be this coming Saturday, March the 15th. I know you heard Trudy say her and Vicky Soto, they're bringing a caravan of folks from Louisville, Kentucky. They're going to be in the house. We also have Alan Jones, who's going to be one of our guest speakers. Alan Jones is a great leader in the marketplace. He's been interviewed on the Anderson Cooper Show. He has a heart and a passion to helping many to reach their goals and their purpose in life, and going to tell you easy step by step how to do that. Mr. Kevin Vaughn from Atlanta, Georgia is going to be in the house. Mr. Paul Jackson is going to be in the house. Maureen Smith, Peggy Butler, Jerome Tucker, Mike and Linda McLean, James Page, Jesse Bowden, some of the North Carolina team. Memo's going to confirm with me this week if he is going to be in the house. My question to you, are you going to be in the house this coming Saturday, March the 15th? Because this is the event where your people, your guests and your friends will sign up for 10 without a shadow of a doubt. All the power and all the confirmation, all the excitement, all the enthusiasm that's going to be in the house this March the 15th, I guarantee you we will have no less than 100 new business partners that will sign up for 10 this weekend. Will those business partners be yours, or will they all be mine? It's up to you. Get your guests in the house, because they will be signing up this Saturday. Thank you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you be there to register for the event. I want you to go to www.mvtnca. That's like My Video Talk National Capital Area.com. Okay, www.mvtnca.com to register for the event, or reach out to Pastor Dell and myself or Maureen Smith and let us know you're going to be in the house this coming Saturday. If you need information on room reservation, I want you to call Maureen Smith. Give Maureen Smith a call, and she's going to help you whether you can get a room at the Gaylord or one of the wonderful resorts in the surrounding area. Maureen Smith's number is 703-989-6254. 703-989-6254. Reach out to Maureen, and she will help you to get a room in that area. Whatever you do, family, be in the house this coming Saturday. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Now, my business partner, Pastor, is out there doing TTPs right now. He's not on the call with me this morning because he's out there meeting with folks and getting them signed up and getting them in position to be in the house on Saturday. So as you know, we always bring our coach on Monday morning, and that's Nikisha Bond, all the way from California. Nikisha, are you with us this morning, lady?
Woohoo! Good morning, Pastor Denise. How are you?
Girl, I am so excited. I don't know what I'm going to do with my, I don't know how I'm going to last until Saturday.
You know, I worry about you sometimes, Pastor Denise. All the excitement you got going on and everyone calling in and chiming in with all their excitement. I have to pray for you in the morning.
Please do. I don't get any sleep. I mean, I'm like that 7-Eleven hot dog. I'm just tossing and turning all thanks to
Oh, goodness. But you know what? We appreciate all the time and effort and energy and love that you pour into us every single day. You know, the above and beyond service that you give to everyone in the organization, upline, sideline, downline. It doesn't even matter. We just appreciate all that love and energy and positivity that you give us. So thank you for all that you do. Even though you're tossing around like a 7-Eleven hot dog, we appreciate it.
Nikisha, I receive that, and I thank you so much. I appreciate those words. I really do. But, you know, that's what it's like here at Team Effort Network. Melanie Miguel said it's really our number one product. And what is our number one product? Changing people's lives. And that's what we do here. And I'm just looking for, you are looking forward to, Nikisha? I'm looking forward to maybe even next year, because we're going to go hard this year. This year, it's like we're just working. We're going for it, full speed ahead. We're not even going to look back. We're just going hard. Like John Peter said, we just go hard or go home, you know? And we're going to go hard because next year we're going to be able to pick a day that the whole entire 10 family can go to the beach of the Bahamas or somewhere. Just go somewhere we can just all lay back and enjoy the fruit of our labor, because we're going to grow fast and we're going to go big this year. And everyone that's in position is going to benefit from that. What is that? Doesn't that sound pretty good?
That sounds amazing. And, you know, I think a lot of people, especially new guests on the line, they may be wondering, you know, is this the right thing? You know, is it really all everyone's saying it is? This is what happens when you're at the beginning of something special. When you develop this type of a culture of love and appreciation and helpfulness, and you have a product that works, you know, all of our products are out there, and you just hear testimony after testimony of results after results. And as that starts to spread, because everyone is working so hard, that momentum is going to be created, and we are all in a position to be top leaders in this organization, so that a year from now, we'll just be one of those, you and Pastor Dale and Kevin Vaughn and Nicole and everybody on this line will just be people who got into business really, really early and did really, really well. So we'll be sitting back at the beach and letting the newcomers come in and run the calls and run the meetings. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited.
And Nikisha, I'm glad that you mentioned about position and coming into business right where we are now. And I want you to touch on that right before you bring, because I know you've got some great things to train us on today. But right before you go into that, can you, because this weekend, Bernadine Johnson did a fabulous TTP, and she had a really good turnout. And there was two.
I saw her pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, oh yeah. She was, her and Andrea did a wonderful job this weekend doing the TTP. And she had two business partners that came to the table, and they were ready to sign up. Well, one lady said she's ready to go in right now. She said, put me in right now. Well, the other lady said, well, women, hold on. She said, pump your brakes. She said, I brought you to the meeting. You have to wait for me to go in first before I put you in. She said, pump your brakes.
Smart lady.
Yeah, so explain to them the importance of taking action now and the position they put themselves in by taking action now.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people, if you're just on the line and you're just joining, we just launched this company on February 8th. That's how new this is. And so right now we are positioning ourselves, and we are working so hard right now because we have this product that has just been launched that nobody even knows about it. Because if you think about it, everybody knows about pills. And pills do this and pills do that, or don't do this and don't do that. And now we have this revolutionary technology, the spray technology, and we have the D-Power, the B-Boost, the Slim by 10, which I believe is our flagship product, and the Super 10 that are just now coming on the market. So when you're taking action right now and getting involved when a company is this young, this new, first of all, you get a great opportunity to meet all the top leaders and to become a leader yourself. And you're going to be the first one who's going to be giving this to your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, nieces and nephews, the neighbor down the street, the fingernail lady, the person who serves you your coffee. All of them are going to be hearing it from the very first time from you. So not only do you have something that's not on the market, which is the spray technology, but you position yourself so that everybody that you talk to, this will be the first time they've ever heard of it. And that is a powerful position because it means that you have so many more people that you can invite to your TTP, so many more people that they can learn about and try and get results. That's the most important thing on this product for the very first time. So positioning is key. I mean, a lot of people, I'll give you another example. If you think about Twitter, when the Twitter IPO opened up, and I use this example a lot because I think it's just amazing. When they opened up to the people who got in very, very early, they bought the shares for around $20. The very next day, the exact same shares were worth about $49, and that's what this opportunity is getting in at the very beginning, getting it for the great price, the great low price, all the opportunity, all the notoriety, all the first-time exposures to people, and then the very next year is what we're predicting. That's going to be massive, massive people coming into the marketplace, and they're all going to be in your organization. So, smart lady, I don't know who she was, but very smart lady to say, yeah, you got to sign up under me. Love that.
It was really tough. She said, wait a minute. She said, pump your brakes. She said, remember, I brought you to the meeting. You have to wait until I go in. It was so
and you know what? Pastor Denise, that just shows how quickly this is moving, that you can go to a TTP, bring a friend, bring two friends, and have started your organization as a team builder and have access to every single level of payment in this compensation plan. That's how easy it is. So when you're inviting guests, tell them to bring their two people with them because you just saw it's happening that quickly.
That's wisdom right there. That's the word of wisdom from you. And that's a very good valid point that really needs to be made, that when you invite your folks to your TTP, let them know right away. Just bring two guests with them, two people that they would already consider going into business with, because it is moving just that fast. And you want to get in position and get your team in position because, like this study, for instance, if 100 folks win, 100 folks go into the system, you're either going to be in their organization or they're going to be in yours. So whichever one goes in first is really going to be at a position of favor, Well, Nikisha, I know you brought some. Go ahead, dear.
I was just going to say, it just reminded me because when you think about it, because you only get 2 people, the probability of you being in someone else's organization and their being in your organization is about timing. And so I think that's really, really important for people to understand, because in a lot of companies, and I'll give you one company that I knew, for example, you had to build 12 legs, and all 12 of those legs had to be completely equal in volume for you to access the compensation plan.
Wow.
Can you imagine? That's ridiculous.
No.
Oh, I know. That's ridiculous. That's a lot. But in this compensation plan, you just need 2. And after that, everybody else is joining your organization. So that is so powerful, what you just said about this weekend's big meeting, is because you're going to have lots of people there. And so the probability of you getting into someone's organization and someone else getting into their organization and, you know, in fact, being under your organization is high. And so you want to get your 2 people so you can have access to all that volume. And so that's a great opportunity to do that. Also, the May 17th, who doesn't want to go to San Francisco, Treasure Island? You know, get your people there, too. You should be buying tickets. And we already know we have that special that if you buy tickets, I think, how many is it, 3 or 4 tickets for Treasure Island?
Yeah,
3 tickets for Treasure Island. You get 3 of your friends, family, to go with you up to San Francisco. You guys can carpool and get up there with the 3 tickets. You're also going to get the Cell Energy for free, a promotional package. So, I mean, it just doesn't end there. And if those 3 people join by May 19th and they're going to Treasure Island, you can get a free iPad. Oh, my goodness. You can just go on and on with all the promotions.
A lot of great things happening. And like you said, Nikisha, it's happening fast. And you know what? You know, we have the big event that's taking place Saturday, so whoever comes in before the 100 people come is going to benefit. But then you said May 17th, another great big event. That means more new business partners coming in May 17th. But in between now and May 17th, look at all the new business partners going to be coming in. I tell you. You guys. All right, Nikisha, come on. What do you have for us today? What are you going to coach us on today?
Okay, what I'm going to talk about today is being positive, the power of positive thinking. I think I've kind of touched on this before, but recently we've been saying something that's just been sticking in my mind. We've been saying, let's declare that every Wednesday we get paid.
That's right.
Whether you're getting paid or not, you know, exactly. Let's get paid every single Wednesday. And so it really got me thinking, you know, what are we saying over our business? Are you declaring victory? Are you declaring defeat over your business? You know, are you declaring that you're a top leader in this organization? Are you declaring that people are anxious to join your business? Because we know it's true. We hear it all the time. I can't even tell you how many people I've heard say this phrase, I've been praying, I've been looking for something like this for a really long time. You know, so are we declaring that people are anxious to join our business? Are we declaring that people are returning our phone calls? You know, are we declaring that the TTP is going to be filled out? Are we just, you know, putting 1 or 2 chairs down? Are we saying, you know, 20 people are going to be coming? Because I've invited a lot of people. You know, because a lot of people encounter no. And then they start to reinforce that belief that people will never join their business. And then I hear statements like this. Because, you know, people will contact me offline, and I love talking to people, and I love, you know, giving any tips or advice that I have. But I always hear, you know, well, maybe this business will work for so-and-so, but it's not going to work for me. Or, you know, maybe if I was more like Pastor Denise, I would be successful. Because I always look at you, Pastor Denise, and you just have such a heart full of love and compassion, and you can tell that you just love these people. You know, whether it is that they just, you know, buy the product so that they can get healthier and be healthier and have, you know, results in the product, or if they join the business, you do everything that you can to help people be more successful. I know a lot of people look up to you and say, man, if I was like Pastor Denise, my business would be growing. But it doesn't just grow for you, Pastor Denise. We hear that there's leaders all the time making a lot of money in this business, getting a lot of people to join, a lot of new people coming in. So it's not just Pastor Denise, as amazing as you are, it's not just you. And so a lot of times when we encounter those no's, we start to reinforce that, and then we start to kind of make excuses that it's not going to happen for me, that it only happens for someone else. And then I always say that we have challenges in this business. Everybody has a challenge in this business, but we can make them better or worse by the way that we talk about them. You know, there's some people who go on the upswing when things get bad, like, well, that's okay. I'm just going to, you know, try again tomorrow, or let me refine my approach. And then there's some people who are like, oh, you know, another person said, it's not working. I don't know if all that excitement they're talking about in the morning is real. You know, I don't know if there's really this momentum because I'm not seeing it. You know, nobody's ever calling me back, and nobody's ever talking to me, and I don't meet all these people that they have at their TTP. I don't even know anybody. And so we just start talking this negative talk all the time, and it just starts to reinforce that belief that we have. And so I love this quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. That's so important. What we believe and what we think about and the words that come out of our mouth are a prelude to the action, and that action that we take then starts to create these habits and values, which means, it's like if you exercise, if you believe that if I exercise, I'll become thin. And so you start thinking, if I start exercising, I could actually really lose a lot of weight. And then you start saying out loud, exercise helps me to lose weight. And then you start exercising. And then it becomes a habit. You start to exercise every single day, and then it becomes one of those values where you don't miss a day of exercising. And then it becomes your destiny. Your destiny now is that you exercise and you lost the weight. It's just as simple as that. But it all becomes with a belief and turns into those thoughts and those words and those actions and those habits and those values and those destinies. So I love that quote because I think it's indicative of our life and what's happening in our life or what's not happening to our life. Because I think it's important that we draw attention to the positive things in life. Because this world is so easy to amplify all the evil and the wrongdoing that's going on. You can just turn on the news. And I don't tend to watch the news because it's just too negative for me. But every once in a while they'll catch me. I didn't turn the channel in time or didn't turn the TV off in time. And within the first 5 minutes, I've already heard of 5 people dying. Somebody got kidnapped. Somebody over there, lost their home. And I'm just like, wow, so there's nothing good going on in the news. But statistically speaking, they found that people will stay watching the news when they hear all these negative things happening. I don't know why. I mean, it really bothers me. I don't like it. But, statistically speaking, that's why they put all that negative stuff on TV, because they know that people will watch it. Mm-hmm. And now I'm not suggesting that we deny reality. There are some things that go on in your business. There are some things that go on in your life that are real. But we can choose what we allow in our ear gate, which is your ears, and your eye gate. That's a gatekeeper. You don't have to watch these things. You don't have to listen to these things. What books are you reading? Who are you hanging out with? Or are they like-minded people that are speaking positive words into your life? Or are they negative people who are just sucking the energy and the life out of you? I'll give you an example of some things that have happened in my life. We recently bought a house, and we went through, I'm telling you, if there was drama that could have gone on with this, there was tons of drama that was there. And at first I was, people would ask me how it was going, and I'd be like, oh, this and this and this and this was happening. And after a few weeks, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't talk about all these things that are happening. I just need to handle it and move on with my life. And so even when I stopped talking about it, didn't mean that things stopped happening, but I started feeling better about it, because then it was just like, oh, you guys need this? Okay, let me send you that. Oh, you need this? Okay, let me send you that. And then eventually you're signing the papers and you're moving into your house. And so that was really profound for me, because I found that the more negative I talked about it, the more negative I felt about it, and the more I dreaded the whole process, when we should have been happy and excited to buy our first house. And by the way, it was thanks to Team Effort Network that we were able to do that. But what I'm saying is that it's important that we put our emphasis on the positive things in life. So what can we do? I know I only have a few minutes left, but I always like to say, what can we do to help change this cycle? The first thing is you guys are doing it. You guys are doing it, and you do it every single day, which is get plugged in, stay plugged in. These calls are meant to be motivational, inspirational. And I love listening to the calls because you see so many different leaders, and everybody's got a different approach, and everybody says something totally different. I always pull something that I can use in my life out of one of these calls, and I'm sure you guys can too. And so it's important to get plugged in and to stay plugged in. Make sure that you're attending your events. I mean, events are important. And when I first got into this business, I don't know if I really knew how important events were, because I'm not that kind of person personally. I don't have to go to a meeting to join up with an organization. I can, when I joined my very first network marketing opportunity, nobody even recruited me. I had to go and find somebody to recruit me, which is the interesting thing about this business, is that it's very difficult to find somebody to recruit you into one of these businesses. But I had just done a lot of research and, seen a lot of videos, and I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. Never heard about network marketing before. Didn't even really know what it was. And so I didn't need an event. I kind of recruited myself and found someone to be a leader for me. But it's important that you have these events, because I would say probably 50 to 75%, that's probably 90% of the people are going to join by being at one of these events. That's a huge probability. And so maybe someone like me is more of the exception rather than the rule. And so it's important that we have these events. So if you don't have an event in your area, like, again, congratulations, you're the leader now. Let's go ahead and have a TTP. I've had people reach out to me on Facebook. How do you organize your TTP? I do them like this. Everybody does them differently, but I do a product and a testimonial. So we go through all the products, then we go into the opportunity presentation, and then we take a break, and then we like to do a quick training after that, just going over the 10 steps. So very, very basic, but you can run your TTP, however you want to. We have people who, I don't know if we have very many of them, but in the very beginning we had these passports. And I think I have some pictures I'll post online if you guys want to see that, and they would use that. We have a presentation that I do on a webinar that's posted on the Facebook pages under files. So we have all sorts of tools available for you to run your TTP, and the presentation has both the product and the opportunity in there, and it's self-guided, so all the little things will show up for you once you start clicking through the buttons. So we have all of those. But it's important that we get plugged in and we stay plugged in either with the daily morning calls. If you're not available in the morning, because on the West Coast it's 8 o'clock today. But we have Tuesday calls at 5. We have, Tuesday, Thursday calls at 5. Tuesday, Thursday calls at 6. We have a weekly webinar at Thursday at 7:30. So there's tons of ways that you can get plugged in. Stay plugged in. It helps with your motivation. Number 2 is you want to enhance your skills. A lot of the times when we feel negative about this business or we feel like we can't do this or we can't do that, it's just because we don't have the skill set. I don't have all the skills. I have to work on myself all the time. And so I think it's important that we learn about this industry. Work on the areas that you feel are holding you back. If you have a problem with public speaking, Toastmasters might be a great opportunity for you to go because they force you to speak in public and, to network with people and talk to people. If you have a fear of networking, you can go to a chamber meeting. A lot of them are free. And if you go to things like team meetings, TEAM, they will a lot of times, invite you in, let you talk about your business, and it's free to go in, and then they'll give you 30 seconds to talk, and they'll show you how to network, and they usually introduce everyone to you. So that's a great opportunity for you to meet people without even really having to meet people. They just kind of come to you because you're a new person. So enhance your skills. Number 3 is daily affirmations. Plan to say something positive. What do you want out of your business? We all have goals. Do you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to talk to 5 people, and all 5 of those people are going to be excited about learning more about this business? Or I'm going to talk to 10 people, and all 10 of those people are going to pick up the phone, or they're going to return my phone calls, and they're going to be excited to learn what I have to say. Or do we say, oh my gosh, let's do this, I got to go out there and talk to people, they're going to be so negative, and everyone's going to be so mean. What are you saying about your business? Because again, those beliefs are going to be reinforced with your actions. And so if we constantly go out there, let me tell you something. If you think and you believe that nobody wants to join your business, your mind is not even going to let you speak to people about your business. That's how our minds protect ourselves, right? If we feed ourselves with our words, because we hear it and we hear it and we hear it, and our subconscious starts to form this belief, something that we don't even see, that we don't even acknowledge, because we may think, well, yeah, of course, if I talk to people, people are going to join my business. But if we have this belief of, nobody talks to me, or nobody this, or nobody that, your subconscious starts to form this bubble and says, well, I'm going to protect you from all this negativity, so we're not going to let you talk to anybody anymore because nobody's going to talk to you about this business. Nobody ever even calls you back. So let's not even talk to anybody because they're not even going to join with you anyway. And so our minds do that. So it's important that we're saying things every single day that reinforce what we want to believe. If you don't believe it now, what you want to believe. Say those things that you want to have in your life. And then number 4, don't worry. And I say this all the time to people, and they still worry. And I don't know why, because I always look at it like this. On one hand, I could worry about something, and it could happen. And worrying didn't do anything, didn't change anything, didn't make anything better. Or I could worry about something, and it doesn't happen. And worrying didn't change anything, didn't do anything, didn't make anything better. So there's really no reason to worry, because let me tell you something. This wave is happening whether people join your business or not. And they can either join now, where they're coming in as an innovator, as an early adopter, to reap all the volume that's going to be coming into this organization, or they join you later when they see you as a top leader and they see your organization flourishing and they see everybody using spray vitamins, people on the bus taking spray vitamins, people in their car taking spray vitamins, people at work taking spray vitamins, and all of a sudden they're looking for you. So if they're going to join either way, it's whether they're going to be an early adopter and do it now, or whether they're going to be a later adopter and do it when the masses come in. Either way, you can't worry about it. And so I hope that this has blessed somebody today. I hope that this has taught somebody. Let's be positive about our business. Let's be intentional about our business today. Let's be about our business today. we have to take action. You can't just believe it in a corner and not take any action on it. It's important that we take action on the things that we believe because we all deserve it. We are all visionaries. That's what I love about being on these calls in these early stages is we are all visionaries. I hear people who get on this call every single day. This is me from so-and-so. I love it because I know that I'm talking to a visionary. When I go to these events and I see people and we have like an intimate launch party like we had before, these are visionaries because when you can see something before anybody else can see it, you know that you are very special and you have put yourself in a position of favor. And so, Pastor Denise, we got all jazzed up this morning talking about all the opportunities going on, so I just feel like I could keep going on and on and on. So I'm just going to go ahead and shut it down and throw it back to you, Pastor Denise.
But this is a great thing, Nikisha, because this is where we are with Team Effort Network. We have such a phenomenal product. We have a product that we know is a market shift. We know that everyone is going to be taking vitamin supplements using vitamin sprays. We already know that, and we're happy. We're excited about that. We're also excited because everyone that's using our vitamin sprays are getting the results that they need, and they're getting the results right away. They're getting the energy that they want. They're feeling better. They're looking better. They're getting healthier. And so we have something that's already in demand. And I just thank Melanie McGill that they chose to bring it to the industry through network marketing. I mean, I think it was Bill Gates who said if I had the chance to do it all over again, I would do it through network marketing. But this is our chance. This is our opportunity. We know that what we have in our hand is a product that is already in demand. We know that we have a compensation plan that is like none other. It doesn't compare to any other compensation plan that's out there. So we are in a win-win situation. And that's where you hear all this passion and this excitement that's coming from. It's not hype. It's really a joy. It's a burst, a release of joy. It's like a moment we've all been waiting for, and now it's here. And that Nikisha said some very, very vital points. I mean, she said some things that you've heard Zig Ziglar would say, and Les Brown and Melanie McGill. They talk many, many, many times about being positive. It has a great deal to do with the growth of your business. If you're a negative person, you're just going to have a negative vibe, and no one wants to be around that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give negativity a half a second. If you come to me looking negative, believe you'll see me cut real quick and go the other way. I don't even allow it in my presence. I'm sorry. It's not allowed here. It's not allowed on my phone. If you send me a text message that's negative, I delete. I don't even respond to it. I'm sorry. I don't have any place for it. I don't have any time for it. It's just not, I don't want anything to do with negativity. And Nikisha said you have to speak in victory or you speak in defeat. You're speaking one or the other. There's no in between. So be careful what you are saying about your business. You know some of the things that I say about my business? I say I have people waiting in line, waiting to sign up for 10. I got folks, this is what I'm saying. Folks are calling me. I got so many people I need to call back because they're waiting to sign up. This is what I'm saying. Guess what's going to happen? That's exactly what's going to happen. Why? Because I'm saying it and I believe that. I'm also saying that at my TTP every week, there's standing room only. We just have standing room only at the TTP. I'm saying that this Saturday, there's going to be 100 new business partners that's going to sign up this Saturday. So, say what you want to happen because it makes a difference. It does make a difference.
All right. Can we stop right now? I am sold. I am ready. I am ready to sign up again after listening to you women. I am
Now, look, for Diane Wafer, Nikisha, for Diane Wafer to burst out like that, she got excited. She is ready.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it, too, because it really is the opportunity of a lifetime, and you do have to speak those things into your life. And, I had a pastor one time, he said even when he was preaching, there was no one there. He set out 100 chairs and said, this auditorium is completely full, and now, he's probably got one of the biggest churches in his state. And so it is so important that we just really fix our minds on those things that we want and start to say those. And it might sound silly at first. It might sound funny if you're not used to saying it like that, if you're not used to speaking positive words, it might sound funny. But you keep saying that and watch how it shifts your mind. Because it's not just about, saying, 100 people are going to join, 100 people are going to join, 100 people are going to join. It's what it does to your mind, because now it opens up your mind to the ability to say, you know what? If 100 people are going to join, then I need to do this and I need to do this. It gives you that confidence to go out there and do the things that you need to do. So speaking the positive words isn't going to make it happen, but what it's going to do is going to open your mind up, get that shift to happen, and then that's where you're going to see action being taken place. That's where you're going to see the confidence coming out. That's where you're going to see the posture going on. Because every leader that you hear on this call, they're never going to come on here and talk negative. Ever, ever, never, 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 never. Because it's just not worth it. And the more you start to speak positive, the more you'll start to see those things manifest in your life. And then the more you'll start to speak positive, the more you'll start to see things manifest in your life. And so, yeah, man, I get excited. Ooh.
But that's so true. And it's so true. And look, Sam, it's a principle. We can't figure out how principles work. We just know that they work. It is a principle. And if you operate in that principle, you're going to have the manifestation of it. Now, we're going to say this. We're going to try to close this call. I'm going to say one more thing that I'm going to ask Kevin Vaughn to bring our quote for today. But remember the story in the Bible when Doubting Thomas, they even gave him the name Doubting Thomas. Doubting Thomas, all the disciples went to Doubting, and they said, Thomas, we've seen the Savior. We've seen the Messiah. Jesus has risen from the dead. We've seen him. We've seen him. He's back. He's returned. And Doubting Thomas says what? I will not believe until I first see the nail prints in his hands. So he wouldn't believe until he first sees. And, of course, Jesus appeared to Doubting Thomas, and then Thomas did, and Jesus reached his hand up to Thomas and said, see, do you see? And Thomas says, wow. He said, I do. I see now. He said, now I believe because now I see. But then what did Jesus say after he said that? He said, you know what, Thomas, that's good that you believe now. But blessed is he who believes first and then see later. So it's something about believing first. See it on the inside because it will manifest on the outside, okay? Kevin Vaughn, you got our quote for today?
Absolutely, ladies. Well, everybody on the planet, welcome to the future. Wow, what a great call, Nikisha Vaughn. You are amazing, and I know everybody on the call got something from you today, so no doubt about it. Every time you speak, people listen, so I'm excited for you. Pastor Denise, what a great time this week, kicking it off. I love it. We had a great weekend down here in Atlanta, and we're just excited. And what we're working on, Pastor and everyone, we're working on Atlanta. You guys coming to Atlanta. We are working on it. My team says we got to catch up to the Northeast, and we are working on that, guys, so we're excited.
Hey, Kevin, we have a team. Kevin, we have a team in Reno that's trying to connect with you. So we've got to make that happen today.
Yes, we just put in TTPs for the Atlanta area. We just got that going. We're going to be putting them in for next month as well. So, yes, ma'am, anything we got to do to help the team, three-way calls and support, whatever. But that will be posted on the Windward 10 calendar network. You'll see that as soon as possible. So go to that and you'll see those for the Atlanta area. I'm excited. Hey, real quick on you guys to talk about negativity. I love it. I got a good friend of mine. I think Pastor Denise knows about this already. But I got a good friend of mine down here in Atlanta. He's an awesome teacher and trainer, too. He says he is allergic to negative people. He starts sneezing, and when he starts sneezing, he just leaves the room. I love it. I love it. Isn't that wonderful? And ladies and gentlemen, if you find a negative person, if they're in the dark or negative, just turn on the light. Just turn on the light and get positive. Come on now, just get it over with and turn the light on. Most people just don't know to turn the switch on and be all right, you know. Amen. Amen. Hey, love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some quotes from Mr. Les Brown today, and we want everybody on the call, please, I tell them, Pastor, do not take this business lightly. This is a very serious opportunity. We have an opportunity of a lifetime. Mel and Amy are brilliant of what they released out to us, ladies and gentlemen, and we ain't seen that. You know, Mel says, Pastor Dave, you ain't seen nothing yet. I can imagine only what's in their mind right now for the next 90 days, 90 more days, and then even next year. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be positioned, timing. Talk to everybody on the planet. You got to let them know you're in business. Let them know your grand opening starting. You got a new business. You got to see it. You can just say that, and they'll come to see you. They'll want to know more about it. Just let them know your excitement. Be excited. Nikisha Vaughn's excited. I want to sign up with her. Pastor Denise, I want to sign up with her. First Lady Di, I want to sign up with her because they're excited. They're going somewhere. They're doing something. You at least want to find out what you're doing. Believe me, people need it today, ladies and gentlemen. People need it today. Hey, here's our quotes for today from Les Brown. Y'all stay excited. The first one is a wonderful one. Les talks about this. Help others. Come on, ladies. That's what we're all doing. Help others achieve their dreams, and you will achieve yours. Ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, help others achieve theirs, and you will achieve yours. That's the first quote from Les Brown. The second quote from Mr. Brown says, when the dream is big, I know y'all like this one, when the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter. Back to you, Pastor Denise. You will always win, ladies and gentlemen. Always.
Love it, Kevin Vaughn. Dream big, family, because I'm telling you, dreams do become reality. And you went towards in there. Well, thank you all for being here today. It has been a phenomenal call. Thank you, Nikisha Bond from California. And thank you, Diane, for signing up with us again. And thank you all for being here today and getting what you need. And I know that you have heard something today that has moved you from facts to faith to taking the action that you need to make your dream reality. Be back on the call tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it tomorrow morning, then remember, Tuesday evening at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got Pat and Ed Lowe on the North Carolina team that brings us an awesome call as well in the evenings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So catch us tomorrow morning and close out tomorrow evening right here at the same number, same access code. Be back with us tomorrow morning. We're going to have some more great news for you. And get your ticket for this Saturday. You want to be in the house this Saturday. You want to be there, right, Diane? You want to be there this Saturday. So thank you, Sam.
That's right, Destiny.
That's right. Take action, make it happen, and know this. Kevin Vaughn, Nikisha, and Diane, can we all say this together? So they should know they are what? They are loved
and greatly appreciated. Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited.